Oh, awesome.
Good morning, everyone. We are here again today, live with Paige Zecker. She is going to go over exactly what we need to know about our credit score, what builds it up, what helps it, what doesn't help it. So without further ado, Paige, take it away.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back with you guys as always, and just wanted to share some things about credit that you may or may not already know. So let's just dive in. Let me share my screen real quick. So I'm going to share 5 things that you may not know about your credit, but you need to. So why do you need to really know about your credit? Because it affects so many different areas of our lives, whether that be insurance premiums or based on your credit score. For the people that rent, your potential landlord's going to be pulling your credit. It could affect whether or not whether your rental application is accepted. It could also affect how much rent you're paying. It affects your utilities. Utility companies are also pulling credit. And it can affect whether or not you get a loan, regardless if that loan is for a car, personal loan, getting a mortgage. It also affects the interest rate that you pay. And we'll take a look at that at the very end. So that's the first tip. First thing that I want to share with you. How many different scoring models are there?
Around 5.
Are we talking just mortgages, or are we talking like
At any,
I'm gonna say 15 different ways?
Eric says
there's really 2 main scoring models. There's Vantage score, but within Vantage, there's 4 different types of Vantage scores. And then there's FICO. FICO is what's used for getting a mortgage. But within the FICO score, there are 49 different types of FICO scores. Let's take a look at what makes up each. Factors that are going to make up the Vantage score. Well, first of all, let me back up. Vantage score was created by all 3 of the credit reporting bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and it was designed to be a tool for the consumer to be able to monitor their credit. It was not ever intended to be used for companies extending credit. Some of the things that make up the Vantage score is 40% of that score is based on your payment history. 21% is the age and the type of your credit, and then the percentage of that credit used, the total balances, recent credit behavior, and the available credit. The FICO score, you'll see how there's different things that make up that score. There's different things that are important on one versus the other. For the FICO score, the thing that makes the biggest difference with the FICO score is the payment history, followed by the amount that you owe or the credit utilization, followed by the length of that credit history, and then tied for the next 2 is the credit mix and then new credit. When you look at them side by side, you can see how the different weight is given to different areas that make up that credit score. So that's why your Vantage score is going to be different than your FICO score. And, so many times I'll have people call me and go, Credit Karma says my score is this. Well, Credit Karma and the other credit monitoring services that are out there are looking at the Vantage score. They are not necessarily looking at your FICO score. Talked with a lady last weekend that she said after I pulled their credit, the 3 bureaus reported one score, or they each had reported a score, of course, but the scores that the credit bureaus reported when I pulled her credit did not match. She had the MyFICO app, and it didn't match. And it's because you've got the different algorithms even within the FICO scoring model. Oh, awesome.
Good morning, everyone. We are here again today, live with Paige Zecker. She is going to go over exactly what we need to know about our credit score, what builds it up, what helps it, what doesn't help it. So without further ado, Paige, take it away.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back with you guys as always, and just wanted to share some things about credit that you may or may not already know. So 2, soft credit pull or hard credit pull.
I have a question about that, backing up. So because everybody is watching their credit so hard, and they think that, okay, because I've looked at my FICO score and it says that I'm at a 620 or a 520. Let's go 520. I can't get a loan. Do we find that what they're looking at is typically true? Or is it better than what these scores are saying? Or is it worse than what these scores are saying?
That's a great question, and I'm really glad that you asked that. So this will tie into something that we'll wrap this presentation up with. Okay. So when a mortgage lender pulls your credit, we're going to pull all 3. We're going to do what's called a tri-merge. Let me share for a second. And we're going to look at the total credit report. But as far as that qualifying credit score, we're going to use the middle score. So toss out the high, toss out the low, and we're going to use that middle score. The credit monitoring apps like Experian has a really good one. They've got their own, and they tell you that it's your FICO score. They're going to only show you 2 of your credit scores. They're not showing you all 3. So oftentimes when I talk to people, they'll go, oh, but my credit app shows that my FICO score is this. But you don't know whether it is the high, the low, or the middle. So many times when I talk to people, they're telling me, oh, my FICO score, my credit scoring app says my credit is 659, when that's really their high score. That high one's not the one that we're going to use. Sometimes people will look at their Vantage score on the My Credit Karma app. Most times that is a higher credit score than that middle FICO score, but not always. And I have seen the range be, 100 points different. And I've seen it be just 2 or 3 points different. It's always different, and it's not necessarily higher or lower. It's just going to be different. Does that help?
Yes. But if somebody's coming in looking at their score and they've got, for whatever reason, maybe a 498, there's almost no reason to have them get in touch with you thinking that they would qualify, but yet get them in touch with you so you can put them in touch with somebody and give them education to improve their score.
It's always good to, regardless of the score that somebody thinks that they have, one, because they don't know the score that they think they have, they don't know whether that is the middle score that a mortgage lender is going to use. So until we pull their credit, we don't know what that qualifying score is. So maybe they think they've got a 520. Maybe the 520 is the low. If that's the low, then that middle score may be high enough that it makes sense for them, that they qualify. And we can do loans with his credit score as low as 500. Is that the best thing for the client? Maybe, maybe not. And there are other qualifiers that go along with that. It is always a good idea for somebody to go ahead and talk to a lender, because we can look at the complete credit report. The credit score just doesn't tell us what has made up the score. That's where the credit report, and we get into what's on the credit report. So we'll kind of dive into that a little bit more here in just a minute. So let me share my screen again. So here you can just see the the Vantage score and the FICO score side by side, and what makes up those scores is different. So there's different importance put on different aspects of the credit score.